待ちなさいよ。そんなにこの島が大好きならしっかり深く埋めてあげるわよ。その若さで死にたくないでしょ。母が迷惑をかけてすみませんでしたとか言ってみたくはならない？
Alright everybody, welcome back to some more Umineko, When They Cry. Now, any of these parts, well, I mean, doubtful it's this part, but any part from next part onwards could be the last part of episode 4, before the tea party at least. I say that because I don't know when episode 4 is going to end, but a couple of you guys have teased the tea party in previous videos and stuff like that, so I'm gonna assume it's coming up soon. We are reaching the very late chapters here. This is chapter 18, so already it's longer than every other episode already. But I don't know how long this chapter is going to be, and I don't know if a chapter 19 exists or not. So I don't know if this is the last. I don't know. Straight up, I don't know. But that's good. Don't tell me, by the way. You know what I mean? I could have guessed that a tea party is coming up soon myself, considering the murders are all done now and we're back on Angie's story. So we're probably closing in on the end, but I don't need to know exactly when the end happens. I think it's fine if I've just found out all just like how I always find out when it comes out of nowhere. Every single time an episode ends, I'm just like, oh, okay, that's where the episode ends. I swear, look, go back on every single time an episode is ended, and I go like, oh, okay, that's where it ends. Okay, cool. I never see it coming, so I think that adds to the spice of it. I think that's a good thing. Let's recap last part and let's get right into it, shall we? Last time we had Angie finally arriving in Rokkenjima with Kawabata and Amakusa. She told them to stay back so she could go here and give everyone flowers, and also to try and communicate with Maria, seems like. And as she was about to reach Maria using her magic, well, by imagining a space and trying to communicate with the Maria from 12 years ago, Sumadera Kasumi interrupted and with her bodyguards started beating her up and she's basically venting her frustrations to Angie about how her life is miserable because Kirie disinherited the family thing. So and she's letting out the anger on her daughter, and obviously Angie has nothing to do with it. Angie's been kind of spiteful against Kasumi. I say spiteful. Angie's kind of been digging at her a little bit, saying that, oh, too bad, you suck, you're a loser, you're a piece of crap, or whatever. And Kasumi's also been hitting back, but Kasumi's got the lead here because she's got her bodyguards up on her, and Angie's now kind of stopped talking back because she doesn't want to get hurt anymore. I mean, she's gotten beat up. I mean, she's still getting beat up right now, so as he speaks. So yeah, it seems like Mamon and Sakutaro are here too, but obviously they can't interfere, so they're probably just watching Angie get beat up here. I feel bad for Angie because she's getting beat up, but like I said, I'm not going to completely villainize Kasumi because without love, it cannot be seen. That was said last part, so I'm gonna take that with me. And the biggest thing that happened last part, I will say, is Kasumi opened her eyes. She opened her eyes. Now we know her eyes have a grayish or yellowish color. I don't really know what that color is, but you guys can zoom in and look for yourself. I can't really. It's a blend between gray and yellow. It looks like it's a weird, dirty yellow color. Speaking of dirty, anyway, yeah, I still don't really know what the dot on her head is. I don't know if she's gonna. I don't know if that's some form of paint or she got, I don't know, she got needles in her head or something like that. Let me know. Maybe it's a cultural thing that I don't know about. I mean, I know she's in a wealthy Japanese family, so I don't really know if that has something to do with it. But let me know, because Kitty didn't have that. But I think I asked about this last time too. But okay. Let's see if there's anything else I need to add. Let's think. I think I've recapped last part pretty well here, so let's keep going. Okay. Nice, I like this attitude from Angie. She's completely beat up, right? She keeps getting kicked and stuff, but she still stands firm on her position because she's right. I mean, her hatred for Kiria has nothing to do with Angie. Angie's done nothing towards her directly. Angie's just a very rich girl. She just happens to be. And she's also had her life miserable, ruined because of Eva, kinda. So, it's not like Angie's had a butterfly life, you know what I mean? Kasumi saying that, Kiria left and had a wonderful life with her new husband or whatever after she left the family. Angie has not had a wonderful life, so to kind of project from Kiria onto Angie here is kind of crazy. But hey, Kasumi is doing Kasumi things. So yeah, let's keep reading and let's see what more spiteful things Angie has to say right here. Ouch. She's still getting beat up, and now there's even tears coming from her eyes. So it's I guess it's a pretty bad beating. I mean, any beating, yeah. Any beating was hurt. Even Sakutaro's crying for her, yo. This is tragic. Dame, Angie.
くだらないプライドは燃えないゴミの火に出しとけってよく言うわね。天草さんは天草さんが来てくれればきっと。
Can we rely on him now?
ダメ。あいつの姿は見えないわ。エンジ様のバカ。どうして天草を置いてきたんです？
I mean, I don't, because this was her only way to make it up to Maria. This is part of her journey. If Amakusa had come, he would have sprayed his toxin like Angel was saying. So, you can call her an idiot if you want, but this is all part of her journey. I mean, yeah, if she was expecting to get ambushed by Kasumi, then I'm sure she would have gone about it differently. But I'm not sure she was expecting that to happen. I don't need you to tell me that, Mamon. I'm already right in the middle of regretting it. Yeah, so yeah, she regrets it, but it's also like she kind of wanted to do it to get to communicate with Maria. You know what I mean? To give them better peace. But obviously, easy to say this now. Easy to call her an idiot now. Easy to be like, it's easy to say that after when you're in the middle of getting beaten up, like, oh my god, I should just have my bodyguard on me. That's the whole point of having a bodyguard. I walked a long way to get here. The forest was very thick. There's no way that the disturbance here will reach the boat. And I bet if Kasumi was following you, like I talked about last part, then yeah, she was waiting for you to get as far away as possible from the shore, so that she could come over here and beat you up like this, and take you into custody. And of course, the money, because that's what she's aiming for. I mean, she's aiming for revenge on Kiria, of course, by relaying it on her daughter, but also for the money, for the family. The family will be very proud of her if she gets the money, so. As Kasumi took her sweet time smoking that single cigarette down to the filter, I was continuously laid into the black suits however they deemed fit. Laid into by the black suits. The moment I grabbed my head to protect it, the top of my head was kicked by someone at a bad angle, and my head filled with stars. Ouchies! This feeling of stars flickering in a world twisted with grey was one I knew well. My life was very similar to the one Sumidera Kasumi led. That's what I mean! Because I was tormented constantly with all kinds of bullying under the guise of education and training to make me a worthy successor of the Ishiruma family. Because yeah, that's what I mean. You had your life kind of ruined by Eva. Because that's what I was saying earlier, right? You had your life ruined by Eva. So it's not like, you know, Angie doesn't know or is completely off the mark of how Kasumi feels like. But Angie has every right to defend herself. And yeah. Yes! Having the inside of my head filled with stars like this is a feeling I know well. When being reprimanded for some error in manners I seem to have made, The lecture always turned to whether I was fitting to be the successor of to the Ishirome family or not. On and on about the honor of the Ishirome family and how important it was. By the time her rant reached that point, I would forget what mistake I was being blamed for in the first place. No, actually, it was the same way for Aunt Eva too. After all, sometimes she would ask herself, what was I saying again? But in the end, she wouldn't be able to remember and would say something like,
私が怒っているということは、きっとエンジが何か悪いことをしたのだろう。なら、その悪いことが問題なのであって、何をしたかなんて今更思い出せなくても問題ない。
There'd be some ridiculous reasoning like that, and then she would continue punishing me. Yeah, look at her eyes too, but she's eyebrows going up. Oh, she's looking evil. Yeah, okay, so they're painting Eva in a clear bad light here. We're seeing Eva from Angel's perspective here, so we're seeing Eva in a bad light here. Alright, y'all? Before we start hating on Eva, like I said, without love, it cannot be seen. Let's not hate on Eva here. Alright? Good. Yes. Aunt Eva's punishments weren't something... Oh, of course, I disagree. I'm not saying I agree with what Eva's doing, by the way. No. Punishing Angel like this is not okay. In both scenarios. Both from Eva and from Kasumi. Don't do this. And I'm not saying I agree with what Rosa did to Maria either, just because I like Rosa so much. I'm not gonna say that that's okay. Yes, Aunt Eva's punishments weren't something that would continue until I learned something, or acknowledged my mistake, or apologized. They would continue until Aunt Eva wanted to stop. So even this violence was a bit nostalgic, in a way that made me want to vomit. I opened my eyes, and oh look, there's Aunt Eva. Yeah, it doesn't really look like Aunt Eva, but hey, close enough, in manner, I guess. Right next to Kasumi, who was smoking her cigarette, I could see Aunt Eva, the two of them looking almost as though they were laughing at me together. Okay, great. So more of this magic stuff that you can see on Eva? Is it Eva from 3 years ago that was bullying you? When I think about it, oh, Fortitude, what a soundtrack. Alright, when I think about it, even Aunt Eva's life might be worthy of sympathy. That's what I mean. It's easy to hate on Eva, but Eva's led a harsh life as well, I'm not gonna lie. I say this, but I mean, yeah. I mean, there's many factors that go into it. Responsibilities and pressures of members of the Ishirome family, which she had so often mentioned to me, were all things that she herself had suffered. Because people cannot voice insults that they have never been subjected to themselves. It was probably the same way for Aunt Rosa as well. It was really bad for Aunt Rosa, yeah. As the youngest child of the glorious Ishirome family, she must have gone through many tough times. Yes, she did. Alright. So just as Aunt Eva acted towards me... Sorry. Okay. And just as Sumidera Kasumi is acting right now, Rosa acted that way towards Maria. Aunt Rosa must also have been the same. Yes. And Angie, remember when you were calling Rosa just a horrible person, a horrible mother, right? Maria did not have a great happy night and all that stuff. You gotta see this in... You can always see this in other perspectives, right? I'm glad you're seeing things from other perspectives, Angie. People push the suffering they have been made to bear onto other people. Otherwise, they can never escape from it. So on, in eternity and perpetuity, the chain of suffering and sadness never ends. That is the reason Maria One-chan's magic was so incredible. With her magic, she did not have to bear the suffering from Aunt Rosa. That pain was probably pushed onto her. Its weight probably tormented her. But One-chan did not carry that burden on her own shoulders. Another thing to remember is that Maria purposely became the laughingstock of the school, because she says that every school needs one, and I just took that role. And it's fine, I'm happy because I have Sakutaro with me and all the animal friends. So while I don't like that Maria is friends with Beato because I don't like Beato, I love Maria as a person. Like the way she sees the world, despite whatever magic or weird or cool thing you wanna say, it's kind of wholesome. It's kind of incredible. It is kind of sick. It is kind of cool, especially for a kid as young as her. It is actually really really cool. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, Mari's just useless or nothing or whatever. When the times are at it, when you see it from a certain angle, Mari's really cool, and I'm not gonna. I'm someone to be proud of. You might say she's very childish. She still goes, even though she's 9 years old. She still plays with stuffed animals and acts like they actually exist. If you don't believe magic exists, I know we can get into that discussion. Shut up. No, we're not talking about that now. I know you can say all that, but at the end of the day, it is a very mature thing to do. To be like, I'll take the role, the responsibility of being the laughingstock of the school, but I'll be able to bear it. I'll also be able to take the punishments from my mother who's been possessed, because I got Sakutaro with me. I got these friends with me, and that is I think a good attitude to have, despite whatever else you want to say about Maria and her childishness or whatever. She exercised it and filled her world with happiness. So I'm sure that even if Maria Onechan had children in the future, she would never have pushed the suffering forced down through the generations onto them. The chain of suffering and sadness, which had been inherited by and forced upon each generation for who knows how long, was, by Maria Onechan's magic, broken.
なーに私に何か文句でもあるの
In the past, I would have snapped back and cancelled out her hatred with hatred of my own. No, I cancelled out nothing. The weight of that which had been forced onto her bears down hard on my shoulders as well. After all, even now, I hate her. So, now that I knew of magic, I looked at the human called Ushiromiya Eva again. What I could see through to was the sad form of a human, no different from me, who had lost her family and who bore deep wounds in her heart. Unable to withstand the pain of that torn heart, she was doing nothing except howling with a sad voice, like a lion crying in pain, like a child. And I like that we pan back to Eva's childlike form here. The Eva that became Evatrice, the cruel witch that I still don't like, by the way. Although I do dislike Berto more, I still don't like Evatrice. Not a fan. What was she doing in episode 3? That was crazy. It turns out, Ishiroma Eva was also a person deserving of compassion. Despite her spewing so much hatred, especially towards Angie too, for Angie to say this, to admit that yeah, Eva was a person deserving of compassion, that's wild. Angie's come a long way. She had needed someone to understand the difficulties and pain of her childhood days, and she too, as the only survivor of the Rokkenjima incident, was faced with the inquisitive eyes of all of society, who was publicly slandered, who had salt continually rubbed into her wounds, had needed someone's compassion. In order to let her forget her pain and sorrow for at least a moment, the Black Witch, the very same that possessed Aunt Rosa, taught her magic. It's the very same that possessed Aunt Rosa? Who is this Black Witch though? We gotta see more of this Black Witch that possessed both Rosa and Eva. Is it Evatrice? Is that the Black Witch? Is Evatrice the one that also possessed Aunt Rosa? It was the same magic of anger and sadness that Beatrice had taught Maria Onechan when she was mourning for Sakutaro after he was torn apart. Yeah, why did Beato teach her that? Because Beato's a piece of crap. She teaches evil magic to people. Why would you teach her evil magic? Maria's supposed to be a happiness magic. That same magic, that witch, had surely dwelled inside Aunt Rosa too. So I was wrong to hate Ushiroma Eva. Perhaps I alone was supposed to have become her ally, the only person in the world who could understand her. Crazy for her to say. After what she's been through because of Eva, that's a crazy thing for her to say. But she's learned it because of Maria, because of the way Maria says that her mother is deserving of compassion. She sees the way Maria treated her mother, and it's kind of brought onto that same kind of thing forever. To say that, okay, she is deserving of compassion, and that I can be her, I should have been her ally, supposed to have become her ally. What I did say to her when I was young. What did I say to her when I was young, when she returned alive all alone? Could it be that the way I acted towards her was as if she had come back by herself after killing all my family? Imagine that! I mean, we saw Eva in episode 3 killing Backler, so we know something sus going on with Eva. That is, if we were to assume that what we saw was real, for real. But I will say, imagine you're Eva, and your entire family was killed in an accident, whatever you wanna say it is, and you know you didn't kill any of them. In fact, you definitely didn't want to kill Jojen and Hideyoshi, so I don't know why you'd kill your own husband and son. But okay, your entire family is dead, your husband and son died. You get out of the island alive. For some reason you're in Kuadorian, the hidden mansion, the one that you're not supposed to know about. And you also found the gold. But okay, let's ignore all that. You get out alive. If you wanna get out alive, whoa, run for your life. 3 days grace, great. Anyway, you get out, and you meet your niece, and she looks at you as if you've killed her entire family. Think about that, right? She's treating you as if you've killed your own husband and son, the son that your entire life you've worked towards making your son this successful new inherited leader. You've worked so hard to make your family prosper, and your niece is like, "Did you kill them? You killed them all." Imagine that. If you imagine it like that, I see it. I can see it. You know. This is with love. I can see it with love. Nah. Without love, it cannot be seen. Nah, but yeah, you can see it that way. And then you see, okay, I mean, that Angie was a little kid, to be fair. She was 6 years old. Kind of crazy to blame Angie for any of the way she would have been acting towards Eva after the incident. Eva's still in the wrong. This does not excuse Eva at all. Just want to say that. And yeah, but it is kind of a crazy thought to if you really put your mind into them, you understand why things became the way that how they became. You know what I mean? I can't believe it. Aunt Eva, who throughout my life has never been more than an object of a synonym for hatred, is turning into a human who I can understand. And so, I looked right next to Aunt Eva, at the form of the black witch who taught her the black magic. There she is. There's Evatrice. There's the piece of crap. Alright? Aunt Eva was crying. It was only natural. Not only did she have no one who would understand her pain of having lost her husband and son all at once, but even I, her only relative, insulted her, saying, "Give me back my mom and dad." I can make the excuse that it was the mercilessness of youth. That's what I'm saying. And I think that's a great excuse. But to her at the time, yeah. I think for you it's justified because you were just 6 years old. But for her, while it's not justified what she did to you, you can understand why that must have really hurt her. I said hurted as if that was an actual word. What am I saying? That was probably cruel enough to sever her heart's last thread. Yeah, and that's probably where she just started hating on you too. Like, Angie, frick you. In the following days, the talk shows and magazines publicly slandered her. The truths of her late husband's business and character, and even those about her beloved son, were denied. She no longer had anything left. She could do nothing but cry and howl, trying to forget the pain and sadness for just a few moments. Because only while howling could she feel the slightest bit of release. And so, the Black Witch taught her how to howl. Evatrice. The one I hated was the Black Witch. The black magic probably did release her from that suffering for just a short time. However, he would never lift that weight from her shoulders. To the contrary, he would force that weight on further victims, filling the world with the weight of hatred. If Aunt Eva was to have a true witch nearby, one who knew of white magic, so that's what a true witch is. A true witch is one that knows white magic. We haven't met a single one yet. Alright, Virgilia tried to act like she was this all white witch. Nah, yo, no. Virgilia was no white witch. She was using black magic. I don't care. What at the end of episode 3, she tricked me. She was in on it. Virgilia can get out of my face, dude. All of them suck. No witches have ever been good. Alright? I understand humans. Witches, I'll never understand y'all. Y'all are crazy. And that's why I hate Beato. Get out of here, Beato. Wasn't that supposed to be me? But that's after everything is done and over with. Wasn't that after? That was supposed to be you after, no? That was supposed to be you when you became Angie Beatrice. But that's that's after Eva died. 12 years in the future, so you couldn't have done anything to save Eva or Rosa or anybody else. But you can't help Battler win. I'd learned the magic to create happiness for Marionette-chan. I guess you did. I guess when you're really, really young, you did learn that happy magic before the incident even happened. But then you denied it. If I could have saved her with that magic, might we not have built up a future with a completely different relationship? All this time, I've hated Aunt Eva, so I never noticed the Black Witch beside her. Without love, it can be seen. Okay. I didn't have any love for her. Guys, this is hitting my heart. Not gonna lie, the music, it's really hitting me right now. So now finally, now I'm not gonna cry. I'm not at that stage yet. I'm not at that. That's actually wow. Okay, no, I'm good. I'll glare at the Black Witch, the one I truly should hate. There's also Black Witch right next to you. How the hell am I communicating to the Black Witch Evatrice? So you, Evatrice, you possessed Rosa, your own future, adult version self, and now Kasumi too? You're just making the rounds, you're possessing everybody, you're just a piece of crap, You are the embodiment of a piece of crap. Alright? But what? Are you telling me that without love it cannot be seen should work for you too? No, it doesn't, because you're a witch. There's no love for witches, bro. The witches are just hatred, bro. When has any witch done any good, yo? I mean, to be fair, nah, I say that, but to be fair, George and Kanon and the rest, we're all thanking Beth and stuff like for getting to see Shannon one more time and all that. But it was all a trick anyway. I say that, but maybe George didn't see it that way. Am I only supposed to see it how George is supposed to see it? I don't care. Because I say that I want to leave all this for the discussion. I want to leave this for the discussion of episode 4. When I get to the discussion, I'll get into it when I get to this discussion. I'm gonna leave it because I know I'll be talking for half an hour. So I'll leave it for the discussion, and we move.
見えるわ。私が憎むべきはエヴァおばさんじゃなかった。あんたよ。
Should you have hated anybody? Is the question posed right now. But okay, we'll leave it there.
すごいじゃない。人間の分際で魔女の私が見えるなんてね。それで
You know why she can see you now? Because she has love! With love, you can see it! That's why she can see you. She didn't have love earlier, so she couldn't see you. She didn't have love for most of her life, so she can see you. That's how it works. Without love, it cannot be seen.
その目つきは何だと言いたいわけ
I think I was kind of getting the gist of what that phrase meant early on this episode, but now I think I'm kind of... I mean, there could be multiple interpretations, like I said, but I think now I'm getting a bit more for... Okay, that's what they're trying to go with that. And this is why I'm so glad I'm leaving the... This is why I'm so glad I'm leaving the discussion for the end of episode 4. Once the tea party and the human party is over, that's when I'll do the discussion. This is why I'm glad. It seems like these that give me just that much extra context to what Umineko is trying to say as a whole, that makes me glad that, okay, I'm leaving the discussion to the end of the question arcs, because the answer arcs are probably going to answer the question arcs, which is why I'm leaving it for the end of the question arcs. Alright? There's a lot of things I have to say, but I need to leave for the question arcs for the discussion video. The discussion video, the more I think about it, I was planning for it to be like a maybe 2-hour video, but I don't know if it's gonna be longer, yo. I'm scared. I'm scared it might be like... I'm scared that in the time it takes to watch a discussion video, you could watch 2 entire movies or something. I'm scared that something like that's gonna happen, but we'll see.
私が憎い憎いええ、憎いわ。
Nikui. Is that hate in Japanese? Nikui.
でも少し違う。ただ悲しく思える。悲しい
Oh, I thought we were done with the dolphin laughs. I thought we were gonna leave that for episode 3, goddammit. Leave the dolphin laughs for episode 3, man.
何言ってんのいいじゃない怒れば思いっきり憎んじゃえば憎まないわ。あんたを憎むことはエヴァおばさんの憎しみをそのまま受け継ぐだけ。私は憎しみを断ち切る。
Just like Maria did.
エヴァおばさんの苦しみを受け止め、それを払って捨てるの。
How are you gonna exercise Evatrice? I'm thinking. I'll leave it there, actually. I was gonna get into something, but I think it's better if I leave it.
何悟ったようなこと言ってるわけこいつ頭大丈夫っていうかへそでも噛んで死んじゃえば
Where's Lambda Delta? Where's Lambda Delta when we meet her? This is how Lambda Delta was able to find out Eva teaches Eva. She said, forever, Eva, Eva. Haha, see? Eva teaches Eva. And we were all like, great job, Lambda. You did it. You solved it. Good job. Where's Lambda when we need her?
あんたらもっともっと蹴ってやりなさい顔とかはダメよ気の毒な顔がマシになっちゃったらつまんないから
Wow, okay. Imagine that. Imagine someone looks so down on you that they see hurting your face, giving it bruises, actually makes you look better. That's crazy. That is a crazy level of being condescending. And Angie had this epiphany and all of this in the middle of getting beat up by 7 black suited guys. Just beat, 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 beat. That's when she had this realization. And she's not hating on Kasumi. That's, you know what, respect for Angie right there. The black suits persistently kicked my stomach and back, as though they had been ordered to by the Black Witch.
やれやれ、答えないね。私をじーっと見ちゃって。私が憎い。
Niku is hate. I thought Niku is also meat, I think. Isn't Niku meat? The only reason I know that because Luffy screams that all the time in One Piece. He'll be like, Niku! And people have made like jokes about how Luffy keeps saying the N-word in One Piece. There was this one scene in Alabasta where Luffy was trapped in the sand right after losing for the first time, basically. Robin takes him out and he's like, why are you fighting or whatever? Then Luffy just pops out of the sand and goes, Niku! Like he wants meat really badly. And then you put that out of context, it sounds like he's saying the N-word. Niku! But he says Niku a lot in One Piece. But yeah, there's a lot of those kind of memes. And of course there's this Zoro's racist meme, bro. He's hella racist. Anyway, getting off topic. I didn't know that hate is also Niku, or Nikui, or whatever. Kind of similar to meat. I wonder if you can make some puns with that.
憎いでしょ?
Nikui desho? You heard that, right?
私もよ。
Kasumi sneered at me. But for some reason, I had the feeling that she was crying behind that expression. She's had a life just as unfair as mine forced upon her, and the pain of that never ever heals. The sad lion continues to howl, gasping in pain from the thorn he can't get out.
ほら、スマデラかすみ、見てごらんなさい。かつてのあんたがそこにいるわ。気分が晴れるでしょう。かつてそこにいたあなたが、今度はこっち側にいるのよ。愉快でしょう。立場が逆になるのは。
本当に愉快だわ。なんでそんな顔ができるのよ、エンジェ。泣きなさいよ。泣きたいんでしょ。
そうそう、泣きたいに決まってる。泣かせちゃいなさいって。あの時のあんたは泣かされちゃったじゃない。だからこいつも泣かせてやりなさいよ。エンジェもいいのよ。泣いちゃえば。
More forever! Lambda again, ever! There you go, we figured it out.
泣きなさいよ、エンジェ。あんたの泣き顔が見たいのよ。泣いてごめんなさい、かすみおばさんって言ってごらんなさいよ。
そう、その言葉を言わせるのよ。あの言葉、辛いでしょ？自分のせいじゃないことを謝らせられるのって本当に辛かったでしょ？同じ思いをさせてやるのよ。そうすることであなたの痛みは和らげることができるの。そうよ、それでいいのよ。もっと自分に素直になりなさい。もっともっといっぱいに自分の感情を吐き出しちゃえば。
Forever! The Black Witch stirred Kasumi up, and Kasumi began to give herself over to that dark emotion. She was doing nothing more than turning her deep sadness into cheap booze and forcing it down, trying to forget for just a brief moment. The words Kasumi insulted me with were themselves sad. And I couldn't forgive the Black Witch for taking advantage of Kasumi's sadness. I had gone limp on the ground, which seemed to have sapped the black suits of their enthusiasm for kicking. Or maybe the kickers had finally gotten tired too. Kasumi hadn't ordered them to stop, but at some point the violence had halted. However, I was reflected in Kasumi's eyes, and they were burning me with flames of hatred. She had been tempted by the witch into doing that in order to relieve her own pain.
スマデラかすみ、まだよ。まだまだ踏みにじりなさい。あなたの人生はこんなほんのちょっとの乱暴で許せるの？
許せないわよ。まだこれくらいでは許せないんだから。
でしょ？許せるわけがない。もっとよ。もっと憎悪の炎を。憎しみの炎でしかあなたは暖を取れないの。怒りと悲しみの雪原で凍えるあなたを温められる炎は憎しみだけなのよ。ほら言って、叫んで、憎しみの方向で自分を燃やし尽くしちゃえば。
Forever again.
後ろ宮エンジェあんたを憎まなくちゃ私は生きてられないの。
Look, there's tears coming from her left eye. That ain't no genuine laugh. That's a cry beneath that laugh.
スマデラかすみ、あの花束を。これ、死んだ家族への花でしょ、エンジェ。
The black witch grinned at me unpleasantly and used her chin to signal Kasumi to pick them up. Kasumi picked up the flowers I was going to offer, brought them all the way over to me, dropped them in front of me, and made a show of trampling them. Her expression was filled with hatred, and a frantic quality that simple hatred couldn't explain. It was as if trampling them over and over again was the only way to prevent the sadness inside her from reaching the bursting point. So the sound of her trampling was downright sad.
あら、この程度じゃ答えない？ならこっちは答えるかしら。スマデラかすみ、こっちを使いなさい。ダメ。それは。
The object the black witch pointed at was the body of Nathan's grimoire. Kasumi also noticed it and picked up that book, which was heavier than it looked.
なにこれ。
読んじゃえば。お腹がよじれちゃうかもね。
Kasumi opened the grimoire, skimmed over the contents, and snorted derisively.
返して。それはお姉ちゃんの。
Of course, my hand couldn't reach. My stomach was once again kicked by the black suits, and I curled up on the ground.
ほらね、この本は演者にとっての大切なものでしょ。大切なものをけなしてやりなさい。こういう子には殴る蹴るよりもそっちの方が効くんだから。あなたがそれを一番よく知っているでしょ。
Kasumi's face twisted for an instant, as though remembering something painful. But that quickly disappeared, changing into a scornful smile directed towards me.
なにこの気持ち悪い本。あんたが書いたの？
やめて。返して。けなしてやりなさい。貶めてやりなさい。尊厳を踏みにじられる 苦痛を教えてやるのよ。そうすることでしかあなたの苦痛は和らがないの。
これ恥ずかしい本。少女の時代に多少は占いの真似事に興味を持つこともあるけれど、これはちょっと行き過ぎじゃない？やだ、魔法だって。あんたあれでしょ、アニメとかのなんとかなんとかって呪文を言いながら魔女に変身するやつ、ああいうの好きなんでしょ。痛々しいわ。
Cackling, Kasumi opened to a random page and showed it to the black suits. The black suits looked too and guffawed. The laughter won't wound me, but I couldn't forgive it. After all, that laughter was ridiculing Marionechon. I don't hate Kasumi. For exploiting Kasumi's unhealing anger and sadness, I cannot forgive the Black Witch. That Black Witch ain't to Aunt Eva, Sumidara Kasumi, and Aunt Rosa, tormenting them for an eternity without letting their wounds be healed. I think I realize this now, guys. I think I realized something here. The Black Witch is not Eva Tiche. Or, well, you can call her whatever you want. But I realize now that the Black Witch, and I could be wrong, but I think this is my best interpretation of it, and I think I'm in a really good spot here to say this. I think the Black Witch is Eva Tiche, because that's who Angie sees as the Black Witch. Because she hated Eva for the longest time. Eva was the one that Angie always hated. So she sees Eva Tiche in space of the Black Witch. Right? From Maria's POV, the Black Witch could be someone or something else. From Kasumi's POV, the Black Witch could be someone else. From Eva's POV, well, for Eva, she's actually a source of happiness. At the very least, when she went out to get the gold and all that stuff, she relied on the witch to help her out. Which I guess you could still see that as the Black Witch helping her out. But yeah, for different people, Black Witch is different. We're seeing it as Eva Tiche because that's who Angie sees it as. The Black Witch doesn't necessarily have to exist the way we think it exists. The Black Witch can be anybody. Anybody has a Black Witch. Everybody has that sort of thing. And how much people are eaten at by the Black Witch depends on how do I put this? Depends on their fragility, right? Cosme is very fragile. She's got unhealing sadness and anger, like Angel was saying. So the Black Witch, she's an easy target. But a Black Witch could literally see anybody as a target. It doesn't have to be Eva Tiche. For Eva, I don't know who the Black Witch is for Eva. I guess it is her own self, Eva Tiche. But it could be someone else. Maybe Eva, hates herself more than anybody in that sense. But everybody sees the Black Witch as someone different. We didn't get to see how the Black Witch looked like for Maria, but we know it was there. We know Maria was seeing it when Rosa was getting, was hitting Maria. Now, of course, I could keep going with this, but that is the realization I've made right now. I can't forgive her. I can't forgive the Black Witch. So I think that's what Umineko's trying to tell with this. But okay.
お空から飴玉を降らせる魔法ですって。何々？お日様で清めたお水にお砂糖を溶いて魔法の杖を浸して呪文を何これ
Her face looks funny. Kasumi's face. Black suits also rolled around, guffawing. Then, grinning, the Black Witch whispered something into Kasumi's ear. Then, after glaring at me with a grin, Kasumi took that page. Ripped it. She ripped it. Oh, this soundtrack! My favorite soundtrack, let's go! Ah, I love this soundtrack. Okay. Kasumi grabbed hold of that page, tore it out, crumpled it up, and threw it away. Sakutaro?
ひどいよ。それはマリアの魔法。
Mamon?
あら、そうなの？それはお気の毒。
It was one of the magics to summon happiness that Maria had made with Sakutaro. Anyone knows that making sugar water, coloring it with paint, and leaving it by the window isn't going to make candy rain from the sky. But after repeating that every day, one time when she got back from school, she found several pieces of candy scattered around that place. How happy must that miracle have made Marionechan? What good care she must have taken of those candies, savoring them during her nights all alone with Sakutaro, to distract herself from her loneliness. That magic, which One-chan had created, was thrown out, thrown away, and disappeared, just like how Battler disappeared. The entire miracle of happiness created by that magic, she tore out and threw away.
これも傑作だわ。晩ご飯をクリームコロッケにする魔法。次は何？ピーマンが美味しく食べられる魔法。これも生かすわ。バカバカしい。
それも破いちゃいなさいよ。どんどん破いちゃえば。
Forever! With a cruel-hearted, loud laugh, the Black Witch made her tear out Maria One-chan's magics, one after another. She sneered at those happy magics, ripped them out, and threw them away.
やめろ。やめろ。
Even Mammon's crying.
マリア教の魔法を怪我すな。
The piano is going in! This soundtrack is awesome!
汚い毒素で怪我すんじゃない。
Mammon cried and yelled, but she had no way of reaching Kasumi.
いいじゃない。怪我されちゃえば。
Forever!
魔法の奇跡？幸せにする魔法？ないない、そんなのないってば。痛みと苦しみはね、他人に押し付けてしか癒せないのよ。あんたは確か魔法のお友達とかいうやつだったわよね。スマデラかすみ、こいつのページを開きなさい。
これは何？魔法のお友達ですって？煉獄の七姉妹？物騒な名前。すごい速さで飛んで敵をやっつけてくれるんですって。エンジェ、あなたこんな魔法が使えるなら今すぐ使った方がいいんじゃない？
Unfortunately for her, she can't because she doesn't believe in magic. But she can still see the magical beings because she accepts that other people can, from their POV, see magic. And she's not gonna deny that from someone else because everyone sees the world differently. That's the conclusion Angie came to. But she herself can't use magic.
くだらない。
Unless The pages that wrote of the 7 Sisters of Purgatory were also heartlessly torn away. The pages themselves were just paper. They weren't Mammon's vessel or anything. But the tearing, denying toxin burned Mammon from the inside. Mammon's face twisted from the heat and pain. However, Mammon's expression was twisted in unbearable pain and humiliation. You should ask the same question to Beato! But this is why witches can't be trusted. They're horrible beings. Alright? They ain't humans, they suck.
この下手くそなライオンの落書き。作太郎？変な名前。一番大好きなお友達だって。そうなの？これがあんたの友達？親友？このライオンが？ねえねえ。本当に下手くそな落書き。こんなブサイクなライオンがあんたなのね。こんなのお友達にしてるなんて、後ろ宮マリアってこの頭のかわいそうさに呆れてへそでお茶が湧いちゃうわ。ばっかみた。へそ噛んで死んじゃえば。
Forever.
うりゅ。マリアをバカにするな。
やめて。
破かないで。ダメ。
No, they synchronized. There was a shrill tearing sound, and the page was filthily ripped out. The picture of Sakutaro that One-chan had drawn was violently ripped in half. Okay. That was funny. I hope you guys saw that. Oh! Close up. Hello. Oh. Have a teacher language. Please, language. You can be a black witch all you want, but language, yo.
お前たちも笑いなさい。
Imagine ordering your bodyguards to laugh. What a bad order. I guess you need someone to laugh with you, right? You need someone to be with you. If nobody's with you, then you're lonely forever. Obeying the pair, the black suits laughed crudely, and heartlessly tramped all over the paper that had been torn and thrown away. The music is banging! The piano always goes hard with this soundtrack. Okay, man, I can't play the piano at all, but this soundtrack is almost single-handedly making me want to play the piano just to play the soundtrack. And Angel Beats opening. Gotta. Oh, okay, anyway.
サクタラ、しっかり。
It's this soundtrack and the Angel Beats opening for me that really do the piano for me. And the piano, oof. The Angel Beats opening piano is unbelievable.
僕悲しくなんかないよ。ただ悔しい。マリアのことをバカにされて何も言えない自分が悔しい。
Although I've already mentioned that before about the Angel Beats piano, so I don't know why I keep mentioning it. Just whenever the soundtrack comes up, I just remember it because I love it.
私たちは見えない人間にはいないも当然。私たちは必要としてくれる人間としか。だから家具。
Interesting take on what furniture is there from Mammon. Okay. As Sakutaro and Mammon supported each other, they slumped down, sobbing. I couldn't stand it either. Only those who can see the world of magic can understand how wonderful it is. It can't be explained to humans who can't understand, and so it is mocked. If only you could show it. But you can't. Because in front of humans we're filled with the anti-magic toxin, and who can't understand magic, magic cannot be used.
本当にわけがわかんないわ。この妄想日記、頭がおかしいとしか思えない。あんたのお花畑の頭の中が垣間見えて本当に面白いわ。気持ち悪い子。
あんたもマリアもそこのぬいぐるみと家具もね。
家具。
おかしいわ。あんた友達いないんでしょ。いっつも一人ぼっちでぬいぐるみがお友達なんでしょ。かわいそうな子。大丈夫。私にもわかるわよ。
This is the same thing Rosso was saying to Maria, by the way.
そういう生活わかるの。だから私が認めてあげるわ。あんた本当にかわいそうな子よ。
So, to you, she looks like a pitiful child. Yes, I'm sure she does. If 100 people were to read One-chan's diary and grimoire, all 100 will probably get that same impression. I used to be one of them. But you know, in spite of all that, Maria One-chan still called this a world of happiness. Don't deny that magic, that happiness.
頑固な子ね、あんたは。いいわ。これで最後よ。あんたとマリアの信じた本当にくだらない魔法の根源を引き裂いてあげるわよ。
And what is that?
スマデラかすみ、そのページを読みなさい。
The source of this magic that you believed in? The source? She's gonna tub it at the source? What's the source?
なにこのカラフルなページは。
Colorful page? Colorful page.
なになに大好きなママといつまでも仲良しでいられる魔法。
That's the one?
やめて。そのページだけは。
That's the sacred page?
この魔法すんごく簡単じゃない。私でもすぐできそうだわ。こんなに短い呪文なら私にだって覚えられちゃう。
Try it then.
やってみようかしら。
Yeah, give it a go. Go on.
本当に簡単な呪文よね。
That was a long giggle from you.
いいわよ。やってあげなさい。みんなも吹き出しちゃうから。
with expressions that ridiculed it from the bottoms of their hearts. The Black Witch and Cosme puckered their lips in the most exaggerated way they could, and said it aloud.
うう
Oh my god. Nah. My heart sunk. My heart sunk. Nah, 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 nah! Oh no, 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 no. No, no, no freaking way. No freaking way, man. Oh, the music is doing me in, man. No, man, no, no way. This entire time. Oh. Maria, you poor little girl. The amount of times in the visual novel, that your mother has told you not to blurt out that random noise. The amount of times I didn't see it. I'm gonna title this part ooh. I'm gonna title this part ooh. I'm gonna nah, I am this that oh the oh my god. The oh and the freaking music, man, the piano, dude. This incantation is really short. Even I can memorize it. She said. The Black Witch followed along. The incantation to always love my mother. Ooh. The amount of times she said it. Why? Wow. Wow, this one hit. This one really hit me, man. Ugh. Maria, this entire time, you didn't, that is not this page. Anything but this page. Don't tear out this page. I didn't see it until now. I didn't understand it. Without love, it cannot be seen. I didn't see it. And I see it. You've told me now. Bro. What? Man, this recontextualizes quite a bit of scenes, huh? Let's keep reading. I can't. I'm almost gonna cry, but let's. I'm really close. I'm really close. Let's keep reading. Let's keep reading. I can't forget. I can't just forget about that bombshell. Oh, okay. Okay, calm down. The black suit stared blankly, asking what that was supposed to be. You guys don't understand it. But you know what? I also wouldn't have understood it. If this was the first time I read Maria's diary, I also would not have understood it. I would have been just like the guys in black suits. I would have been just like Kasumi. I would have been the exact same way, huh? Which is why I'm not gonna blame them. I'm not gonna blame these guys in black suits. I'm not gonna blame Kasumi for her reaction. Because they can't see it. If they mocked Maria for it, I'm not gonna hate them for it. I'm not. Because I know that could have been me. And you know what? I don't know what about Angie, but I'm willing to throw away my pride to admit this is the time to throw away your pride and admit that you would have been the same way if you were reading the grimoire yourself. This is that time. Sometimes you just gotta admit. Sometimes it hurts to admit. Guys, listen. It's easy to say, oh no, I would. No, it's so easy to say that in hindsight. It's so easy, but you have to admit it. You have to be honest. Do you really think so? Let's keep reading. Then Kasumi answered, cackling. I don't blame her. I do not hate her for this. I know how much it means now. But I get it. And I know what it's like not to get it, in a way. And I'm gonna leave it there.
これがね、呪文なんだって。おかしい。
All I'll say is, Kasumi, I really, really, really hope. I don't think this is, but I really hope this is making you feel better. But I don't think it is. I think it's just a slight distraction. It's not making you feel any better. This is just making things worse for you.
ほら、あんたたちもやってみれば。
The black suits imitated that moaning voice, making fun of it. I see it now. Ah, don't make me say it! Alright. That was horrible, but I had to do it for Maria. Maria, I don't like that you're affiliated with Beato, because I hate Beato. But Maria, you're different now. You're different. You're built different. That was the incantation for the magic that would let her always be friends with the mama she loved.
何このバカみたいなの。言うだけで家族仲が良くなるなら世界はずっと平和だわ。
I really wish I was doing face reactions for this. I really wish you guys could see my face right now. All the facial expressions I've done. Because there's a lot of times where I'm silent and just my face is reacting to something in the most absurd of ways. And I wish you guys could have been with me to see that reaction. Because you guys can only hear my reactions audibly, you can't actually see my face. And I think that would have made the experience so much better. But okay, we'll leave it there.
バカなうなり声。こんなの連呼してたら頭のかわいそうなこと思われるのがオチよ。
I honestly think she might have. I honestly think Maria might have. But there's nothing wrong with it, obviously. But it could just be 1986. Rosa never bothered to check. But I honestly think she could have some mental problems. As in, like, but I'm saying this, in a not condescending, mocking way. She's saying this in a mocking way. I mean that genuinely, but as in, out of love for Maria, I'm saying this could be the case.
バカじゃない。
Yeah, see, that's just a slur. That's just like, you know what I mean? That's just going too far, you know? She's not using it in the medical way, so you know what I mean? It's just an insult. Alright guys, new name for Eva teacher. From now on we just call her ableist. She's an ableist. She is. I mean, come on. I mean, she's an ableist. This sentence proves it. She's ableist. That's just how it is. It's crazy.
やめろ。その魔法だけはけなさないで。
One day, when Mario-chan and Aunt Rosa had gone on a picnic together, it was written that this was one of the 5 happiest days of her life. And One-chan was singing her mama a song that she had just learned from her. One-chan was happy to see that her mama was enjoying it very much. But partway through, she forgot the lyrics. But her mama was enjoying it so much, so she tried to sing until the very end. With ooh, 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 ooh. She sung it with fake lyrics, but her mama was very pleased. After that, ooh remained as an incantation to remember that day she had spent in fun and happiness with her mama. Of course, even though Aunt Rosa thought it funny at first, eventually she tired of hearing it, and later on started to scold One-chan whenever she said it. But to One-chan, it was a memory of a fun day that she could never forget. So among the magics that Maria created, it was the oldest and the first. Kasumi stuck her fingernails into that page too.
やめて。破かないで。そのページだけは許して。
ダメ。
With a shrill sound, a girl's world of happiness was erased.
うーうーうー。これがあんたらの幸せな魔法なわけ？笑っちゃう笑っちゃう。
To help you out, Angie, I'm gonna take a lesson from the book of One Piece. And I'm gonna switch it up a little bit in this situation to say Maria's magic doesn't die when the pages are torn from the grimoire. Maria's magic dies when it is forgotten. Angie, you're still alive. Maria died 12 years ago. But Angie, if you carry that on along with you, then her magic will never go away. That's a page from One Piece's book. People die not when they die, not when they're shot through the heart. And you're too late, you give love a bad name. Not when they're killed after eating a poisonous mushroom. People die when they're forgotten.
幸せになる魔法なんてね、あるわけないでしょ。魔法はね、怒りとね、憎しみでできてるのよ。幸せってのはね、自分の背負わされた憎悪を人に全て押し付けた時にのみ与えられる解放感を言うのよ。あんたたちの言う幸せなんて、絵本の中にしか出てこないまやかしなのよ。
As Kasumi laughed her head off, she slammed the grimoire against the ground and stepped on it.
悔しい？ねえ、悔しい？幸せの白き魔女さんたち。そんなに悔しかったら見せてみれば？あんたたちの魔法。あるなら使ってみせればいいじゃない。魔法が使えない魔女なんて魔女じゃない。つまり本当の魔女は私たち。あんたたちなんて魔法の夢で現実から逃避しているだけのクソガキどもなのよ。
That's really funny that you say that.
じゃあ魔法を私が見せることができたなら、お姉ちゃんの魔法を信じてくれるの？信じるわよ。魔法を使って見せることができたならね。
Believing, huh?
ならやってみろよ、このクソボケがけ。
Silently, slowly, I stood up. The sensations of the small world, such as the pain in my body, felt truly insignificant.
あら、まだ立てる元気はあったのね、大魔女さん。
立ち上がって何をしてみせるの？見せてみなさいよ、魔法。魔法はあるわ。
F style, I love the soundtrack.
はあ？この子何を言い出すかと思えば。
Or at least I like parts of the soundtrack. I don't like the entire soundtrack.
あんたたち、今の聞いた？
静かに。へえ、面白いじゃない。半魔法の毒素を理由に、あんたたちはいつも奇跡の力を拒んできた。白き魔女マリアの弟子。見せてみなさいよ、魔法を。一体どれだけの人間がその奇跡を信じて裏切られていったか知っている？誰もが信じ、誰もが裏切られて絶望した。そして本当の魔法は私たち黒き魔女の力でしか得られないことを知るのよ。憎しみを誰かにぶつけるのはただの罪。そんなのは魔法じゃないわ。本当の魔法を私が見せてやる。
The Black Witch winced slightly. However, Kasumi sneered at me even more.
なら見せてごらんなさいよ。それであんたはどの魔法を見せてくれるの？飴玉を降らせる魔法？それともクッキーを増やす魔法？
The instant I opened my eyes, a tremendous wind arose.
何突然。さあさあ、おいでなさい、煉獄の七姉妹。何？
Squad aboard! There was a flash behind me, and in an instant, 7 high-level furniture were gathered there. It was a power that far surpassed the magical power I'd had in my prime. It was a power that matched even Marionette-chan and Beatrice.
煉獄の七姉妹、ここに。
Lucifer!
エンジ様、あなたはかつて言ったわ。私に魔力とその覚悟がないからあなたたちを刺激できなかったのだと。私をいじめるクラスメートに仕返しがしたいなんて、そんな安っぽい感情じゃない。私はマリアお姉ちゃんのマリアージュ・ソルシエールの世界を守るために、今こそ魔法の奇跡を見せることを命令するわ。無理です。いくらなんでもこれだけ大勢の毒素の前では。
The 7 sisters also remembered what had once happened in that classroom. If they could have obeyed Angie's order, they would have. However, surrounded by the toxin that runs thick in humans, they hadn't been able to display the miracle of magic. And they remembered very well how deeply that had hurt Angie. But Angie spoke very quietly.
ならあなたたちも信じて。マリアージュ・ソルシエールは人を幸せにするために生まれた。そしてそれは 黒き魔女と戦うためでもあった。その創立者の一人、原初の魔女マリア教が生み出した世界を否定する愚かなる黒き魔女に、その奇跡を見せ、その世界を守るために信じて、魔法を、魔女を、今こそ奇跡を。
Kasumi gave an order to the black suits, and one of them took out a gun and pointed it at Angie.
魔法を見せてくれるんでしょ。なら見せてちょうだい。魔法で火の玉でも稲妻でも打ち出して、この男を倒してみせなさいよ。チャンスは一度。3つ数えるうちにやってお見せなさい。できなければ覚悟してもらうわよ。
What are you gonna do? Shoot that little girl? I mean, I say little girl. Teenage girl?
撃ちなさいよ。
なんだこの鍵。イカれてやがるぞ。
Language? You just called her a kid and then you say that. The black suit pointing the gun laughed at Angie's composure.
本気？こいつ頭の中までお花が咲いてやがる。
Freaking Cloud Cuckoo.
なら撃たれなさいよ。死んじゃえば。
Eva.
エンジ無理。中断は魔法では防げないよ。いいえ、
I can.
何も恐れることはないわ。私の魔法は、煉獄の七姉妹は銃弾などものともしない。エンジ様。
Mom was flustered by Angie's absolute trust. She would have loved to live up to that trust, if only she could. On that day as well. But she had been unable to do anything, and she had hurt Angie.
ガキめ、魔法が使えるってんなら早く見せてみやがるってんだ。どうしたよ。早く魔法を見せてみろってんだ。ほら、遠慮はいらねえぜ。俺にバビョーっと魔法ってやつをお見舞いしてくれよ。
The black suits jeered at her, but Angie simply concentrated her mind in silence.
撃っちゃえば。撃ってみろって言ってるのよ、向こうは。
この子恐怖でもう頭がどうかしてるんだわ。
バイバイ、エンジちゃん。
天国で好きなだけ魔女ごっこをしてなさい。撃て。
So, don't worry, Kasumi. We're not gonna forget after you shoot Angie and attempt to shoot her and fail. We're not gonna forget that you attempted to kill Angie, right? That's a crime, punishable. You should go to prison after this. Just saying. I'm not saying this because I hate you. We've already been through that. We don't hate you. We're just saying you should go to prison.
いいんですか。
おうち死ね。エンジェ。
やれるもんならやってみなさいよ。あんたの魔法を。
Eva teacher saying, "Magic it up." The black suit cocked the gun, and sneering, he pulled the trigger. A gunshot rang out, and the world stopped. A red spray scattered, and chunks of flesh flew. Dive to emergency. This is a new soundtrack.
何をしてるの、マモン。銃弾ごとき無粋な石ころをエンジェ様に許すつもり。
Lucifer cut it down with her saber sword. Lucifer had lined up the bullet perfectly, and with a single swing, had sliced it in two. And in the chest of the black suit who had apparently fired the gun, there was a hole as big as a fist. Yo, this soundtrack is
たまには
going wild, you know. Holy crap! Okay, fiery.
私が一番乗りでもいいわよね。
Alpha Flivitan's body was covered with blood, and she wore a cold smile. Then, slowly, the pitiful prey that she had brought down fell over.
貫いた人間を
Despite the anti-magic toxin,
バカね。まだあんた信じてないの？私たちの主の魔力。
これだけの人間の前で権限したっていうの？
何？
Costume and the rest were thrown into confusion. He certainly seemed to have fired the gun. However, it hadn't hit Enji, and why was the person who fired instead?
これが魔法。見事よ、レビアタン。光栄の至り。
我らが主に逆らう愚かなる人間どもよ。今こそ冷やして審判の時。
どうして人間の世界に魔法は持ち込めないはずなのに、魔法は見えないはずなのに、触れられないはずなのに。
Interesting that Eva teaches saying this.
どうして？
That they shouldn't be able to see or touch it or feel it or whatever.
これが本当の魔法だからよ。
何をしてるのよお前たち。殺せ殺せ。
One of the black suits who had finally come to his senses pulled his gun, aimed,
我らが主に銃口を覗かせる無礼を私が許すと思ったわ。死ね。
those words were his funeral. The man had already been struck through the chest by Lucifer, who had become the stake of pride in an instant. Thump! The sound of the second person falling brought it home to the black suits that their lives were unmistakably in peril. Almost paralyzed with fright, the man turned on his heels in an attempt to escape from that place. And in that instant, the stake of sloth. Let's go! My favorite stake! Belfigure!
我が主への狼藉に対する報い、これ式で済んだことに感謝せよ。死ね。
A hole as big as a walnut opened in his right eye. Oof! And his head split. Belfigure was sprayed with blood, and her face twisted demonically, with the joy of being able to use her full power. Okay, Sloth. The black suits panicked, pointing their guns in every direction. But they didn't understand what was happening. They only knew that something terrifying was coming for them from somewhere. But they didn't know where.
バカ！敵はあんたたちのすぐ目の前にいるわよ。魔女の家具があんたたちを狙ってる。
But they could not see, because they don't have love. Without love, it cannot be seen. Because they can't believe in magic, they cannot see. They can't believe in magic, they can't love, so they can't believe in magic. As the Black Witch said, Satan was standing boldly right in front of the black suit. However, the black suit couldn't see that at all.
人間に私たちの姿が見えるとでも捉えられるとでも間抜けな人間が魔法に対する畏怖を忘れたる愚かの代償を払うがいい。
Is there a tear coming from her eye? From Satan's eye? It feels like there's been a tear coming from each of their eyes. Even Belfigure's eye had a tear coming from her, so...
何よこれ。何が起こってるの。
あなたには見えない。
You cannot see. You don't have love.
愛がないから。
Haha, yeah! I read through you because you have no love.
ありえない。
ありえね
これだけの人間がいて半魔法の毒素をばらまいてるってのに、どうして魔法が権限できるの。
あんた
何者なの。
魔女よ。あんたと違って本物の。
畜生、この
As though announcing his candidacy for the fourth victim, one of the black suits pointed his gun at Angie. And pull the... Angie glared at him coldly and simply ordered.
次サタン。
組んでるサタン、すでにここに。ならばが。
Interesting that there's 7 black suits and there's exactly 7 stakes of purgatory to counter them. But so far she's only used 3 of them. And Satan's the 3rd. Balfigure, Lucifer, Leviathan. I guess she's the 4th, never mind.
今のエンジ様と私たち、銃弾ごときが当たると思うか。
She is the son of Wrath though, so if she takes 2, that's fine with me. The stake of Wrath pierced and smashed the bullet fired by the black suit and continued straight on towards the man's face.
己が愚かすうち、地獄で後悔せよ。
Ha! Stakes of purgatory, sending him to hell? Okay.
死ね。
The terrible explosive sound, the upper half of the man's head was smashed. Bathed in scattered flesh and blood, Angie quietly asked one more time.
ねえかすみおばさん、まだ魔法信じる気にならないの。
こんなバカなことあるわけないでしょ。認めない。魔法なんてあるわけがない。そうよ。魔法なんてあるわけがない。魔女なんているわけがない。
魔法はあるよ。
What an idiot, she's denying her own existence.
魔女はいるよ。うりゅー。
そうよ。魔法はあるのよ。魔女はいるのよ。そしてこの怒りと悲しみで満ちた世界に幸せの世界への扉を開く鍵にできるの。あんたなんかにそれを否定させない。
幸せな世界への鍵はみんなの手に握られてるんだ。それを奪う資格は誰にもないんだ。それを理解できない哀れな人間よ。そなたの人生に魔法の力があったのに、もっと違った穏やかなものになっていただろう。そなたがその生涯において本当の魔女と出会えなかったことを私は哀れむ。
Kasumi let out a piercing scream. At the same time, the 2 remaining black suits came for me at once and thrusted their guns against my head. Like they were trying to use me as a hostage against something their eyes couldn't see. Against the 7 Sisters of Purgatory, high-level furniture who had now reached the level of weapons, this was completely and totally pointless.
畜生、どこにやがるんだ。攻撃をやめねえとこの浜の命はねえぞ。姿を現しやがれ。
Beelzebub's turn. She's hungry again, isn't she?
何言ってんのこいつ。美味しそうな腹渡をしてるくせに。
Yep, Beelzebub is as hungry as ever.
エンジ様、次は私にお任せを。許す。殺せ。ありがたき幸せ。死ね
I don't know about this killing thing, and there's also a tear coming from Beelzebub's eye. I don't know about killing this whole killing them thing. I mean, I think you should have let them stay alive, but hey, your thing, Angie, I guess. But I don't agree with killing them, personally. The man's chest split and his guts poured out. This terrible way of dying threw the other man into a total panic. Asmodeus' turn. However, Asmodeus' form was already at his back, embracing his neck with her arm and smiling obscenely.
かわいい子。ねえねえ、どこを貫いてほしい？
Phrasing.
エンジ様、ご希望はございますか？
Asmodeus is like, Angie-sama, which hole do you want me to use?
頭。
Oh my god! Oh man, that was a moment. Hey, Asmodeus, give me head. That's right. I'm just continuing on. Give me the head. Alright, I'm just continuing on the whole out of context. Someone said they were gonna make a whole out of context clip of. They said they're gonna pay an editor to make an out of context clip thing. Now they didn't say they were gonna do that. It was a joke, I'm sure, right? Please do not pay someone to do something like that. That's crazy. But so it's gonna make an out of context clip. That was definitely one to go in there. There was one clip where it said "cross, give me head." You take it out of context. That's crazy. This one is even funnier. I think this is like the best out of context clip. That was fantastic. That was a fantastic clip right there, bro. That is holy crap, yo. Oh man. Angie could not have said something better. She just right after my comment, she just went head. I imagine Angie's going like, Asmodeus, give him head, or something like that. Alright, I've said enough times. It's a joke. It's fine. Just after I said phrasing though, that's crazy. Alright, let's keep reading.
かしこまりました。我が主。死ね。
The final black suit had his head smashed by the stake of lust, and as his insides scattered, he twisted and fell. In a gruesome world where 6 people lay in a sea of blood, witch and human confronted each other.
妻ではかすみ、そなたの哀れなる人生に、私は心の底より同情する。
Wait, weren't there 7 black suits? Are there only 6 now? Because they said only 6 humans lay in a pool of blood. Doesn't that mean there should be one more black suit man?
その胸への心の穴を塞げる魔法を授けてもらう。そなたもその魔法を信じるなら。バカなこと言わないで。こんなの私は認めない。
As Kasumi slowly retreated backwards, scared out of her wits, she picked up a handgun that someone had dropped. Then, shaking, she pointed it at Angie. Kasumi, come on, you don't want to die as well, do you?
そうよ、かすみ。
I mean, I don't agree with you with her killing you or anyone else there for that matter. But that's what Angie's chosen. But I don't agree with her actions here.
その銃で撃ちなさい。あんたの憎しみを銃弾に変えて放ちなさい。殺してやる。殺してやる。あんたを殺さなきゃ私の人生は報われないのよ。そうよ、殺して。引き金を引いて。あいつにあんたのみすぼらしい今日までの全ての怒りを全部叩きつけてやるの。そうでなきゃあんたは痛みと苦しみから解放されないのよ。 やめてかすみおばさん。黒き魔女に耳を貸してはダメ。殺してやる、殺してやる。あんたの母親のせいで私の人生はめちゃくちゃ。
That has nothing to do with Angie though. It's because of her mother. You could say that if you want to say that. Doesn't matter whether it was because of her mother or not. What matters is that it has nothing to do with Angie, because Angie's not her mother. Angie's done nothing to your life to make it go so wrong.
なら私の魔法でその人生をこれから少しずつ明るく穏やかなものにもできるかもしれない。あなたが魔法を信じ心を入れ替えさえすれば、あなたに新しい世界への扉を開いてあげられるの。そんなものはないわ。あいつの言う救いなんてどうせおとぎ話の中だけよ。あんたの人生はもはや死ぬまでトゲまみれ。
Wouldn't it be easier for her to just kill Evatrice? Although I say that maybe it's not possible. Maybe it's because she's in this other form that she can't kill her.
その苦痛の叫びをあいつに聞かせてやりなさい。
Or even better, following on from my theory of earlier, you can't really kill the Black Witch. The Black Witch always exists. It's in all of us. It's up to us to be invited to this world that Angie seemingly created with Maria. And yeah, but I mean, that's whether you agree with this happy world that they made, quote unquote.
失ったものは何も取り返せないのよ。そうでしょ、スマデラカスミ。そうね、何も取り返せないかもしれない。でもきっと新しく何かを生み出すことができる。だからかすみおばさん、その銃を捨ててかすみおばさんにも幸せな世界を教えてあげられるかもしれない。私はね、
Oh, she knows.
あんたの母親が逃げたせいで、あんたの母親のいい名付けと身代わりに結婚させられたのよ。将来を誓い合った男がいたのよ。別れさせられたのよ。あの母親の代わりと継がされて、話もろくにしたことがない男とちぎりを交わさせられた私の気持ちが分かるっての。殺してやりたかった。なのに姉さんは勝手に死んだ。だからあんたを殺すの。そうでなきゃ私のトゲまみれの人生は終わらないのよ。
I mean, it won't end anyway, whether you kill her or not. If you continue like this, at least. From Kasumi's eyes, frenzied tears dripped down. This poor woman. Even she had such clear and beautiful tears. But for that very reason, she hadn't been able to withstand her sad pain, and had no choice but to listen to the Black Witch's temptation.
かわいそうならばせめてあなたの魂を永遠に解放し、連鎖の鎖から解き放ってあげる。それが今の私にできる唯一の施しかもしれない。
Look at that close up of Angie. Woo!
死ねー、後ろにあるんじゃー。
Close up of both of them. Although one of them looks very calm and looked at it and collected and she's looking at the other one with pity, and the other one looks like she's taking the biggest dump of her life. But you know, a close up of both of them.
さようなら、かすみおばさん。静かな世界でゆっくりと休んで。
I don't agree with killing her, but fair enough. I no longer feel any anger or hatred towards you. I just want to let your soul rest in peace. Kasumi's handgun spat fire. Slowly, the bullet continued through a world frozen to the utmost limit, making its way towards Angie's forehead.
マモン。強欲のマモン、ここに。
Covetous.
ありがとう。あなたたちと作太郎に出会えたから私は全てを理解できた。
So Angie understands everything. She understands the truth of Umineko now. I think Angie now understands things better than even I do.
エンジェル、
I mean, definitely better than I do, because I don't understand Umineko, so... definitely have not reached her level of understanding, not yet for sure.
作太郎は後ろを向いていなさい。マモン、その女を解放してあげて、そしてマリアージュ・ソルシエルの名誉を守れ。はい、覚悟せよスマデラ・カスミ。
Even though the world was frozen, the stake of greed flashed like lightning, and was already through Kasumi and out the other side.
貴様に多少の得があるなら再び煉獄の山で相まみえようぞ。死ねー。
Okay, so you might meet her again in Purgatory. You see that, Kasumi? You may have another chance in Purgatory. Bye bye. I don't agree with killing you, but this is what they've decided. So bye bye. The upper half of Sumadera Kasumi's head shattered. Her cage of flesh was broken. She was finally released. Man, this chapter's been pretty long, to be fair. Is this the last chapter? I don't know, but it's been long.
あとはあんたね、黒き魔女。
The Black Witch remains.
今となってはあなたにエヴァおばさんの面影を見ていることさえ彼女に申し訳なく思うわ。
That's what I mean. I feel like different people see the Black Witch differently.
私の姿が未だに後ろ宮エヴァに見えているなら、それはあんたの中で未だに私が許せてないということだわ。
I was on the money earlier. That's good to know. I was on the money. So, whether... Well, I mean, I don't know about what Eva's saying. Eva teacher's saying here that you still haven't been able to forgive me inside yourself. But what I'm saying is that the reason why Angie sees Eva Trice as... Well, the Black Witch as Eva Trice is because that's the person Angie hates, right? That's the person Angie hated. That's the person that ruined Angie's life. So it's natural that she will see the Black Witch as Eva Trice, while other people see the Black Witch to have different, having different forms, right? Depending on who they hate and all that stuff.
分かっているのよ、エンジェ。あんただってトゲまみれの人生から解放されたくて仕方がないの。
because because everyone has this Black Witch and everyone sees the Black Witch differently. So if I saw the Black Witch, I wouldn't see it as Eva Trice, but because I mean I don't hate Eva, or at least I don't have. Eva's not impacted my life anywhere near the same degree as it's impacted Angie's life. Yes, I know Eva's a fictional visual novel character, but that doesn't mean they can't impact your life. Just look at Luffy for me, for example. So that's a great example personally. But yeah, obviously they can impact your life.
なら面白いことを思いついたわ。
Well, I don't think any fictional character can impact me as much as Eva's impacted Angie. I don't think that's even possible because that's just how much Eva has impacted Angie with her hatred. But yeah.
私もあんたに魔法を見せてあげる。
Ooh, you also got something up your sleeve?
あんたを殺すのは私じゃないわ。
You won't be the one to kill you? Okay. With the worst smile on her face, the Black Witch changed her form into something like a black mist, or else a vast swarm of black flying insects, which began to swirl around me. Then the black mist began to amass bit by bit, shaping itself into the form of a human.
何の真似？
What's this supposed to be?
うすうすは想像がついてるくせに。 あんたが最も憎み恨んだあの女よ。そして女もあなたを最も恨み憎んだ。
You mean Eva? When the black mist cleared, over there was Aunt Eva's form, as she had been while alive. Alright, I'm gonna end it there. This has been a very long part of Umineko when they cry, and we're just gonna have more fighting. It seems like I wasn't expected to finish this chapter, this part, but this has been a very long chapter, you know. I don't know how long this video is. This video might be over 2 hours long. I don't know how long I've been recording. I haven't been keeping track of the time at all, so I kind of might have gone a bit ahead of myself here. But I hope you guys enjoyed this part of Umineko when they're crying. I thought this part was fantastic. I'm definitely titling this part Ooh Ooh. That is for sure the title of this video. If it's not actually, in the comments, call me a clown, an idiot, or whatever. Actually punch me or something, because that's crazy. This part should be called Ooh Ooh and nothing else. But yeah, nah, that scene, one of the best scenes in Umineko. So for sure, that scene was banging. That scene alone made this part fantastic. But otherwise, this part was great in general. We'll hopefully see the conclusion of this chapter next part of Umineko. Hopefully, we see this conclusion between the two witches battling up against each other here at on the silence. And yeah, I'll see you guys then. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and hope you guys enjoyed watching this at least as much as I enjoyed doing it. And yeah, this has been fun. Alright, you know. Peace. Alright, bye. Peace, peace, peace.